Alright YouTube, it's a little early in the morning. It's my vacation. I'm headed out. I'm gonna get on the road. So let's head north. The road's ending. This GPS has been updated like 2 or 3 years, so they built this road, which is US 64. Since then, opened it up, so that thing doesn't know that it always says driving west. Stopped off for a quick breakfast here at Hardee's, and Hardee's has good biscuits. But sometimes their restaurants physically leave something to be desired, and this one is no exception. We're in a little place called Parsons, Tennessee, which is nothing more than a wide spot on the road here, but this thing stinks in there. It stinks. Food's alright, but it stinks. And went to the bathroom, and the urinal, the valve on the urinal is broken. It's dripping water all over the floor, and they've not fixed it. They just got a cup. Can you believe this? They got a cup under the valve sitting on the top of the urinal. Cup's full. Cup's been full for who knows how long. It's overflowing into the floor, and at least they got a wet floor sign. So I guess when they get around to fixing it, then maybe they'll be better. The bathroom smelled like piss. So I just, man, I don't know about where you guys live, but Hardee's down here. I'm hit the road again. We're conveniently located right here off US 641. I'm heading north. Temperature so far has got up to about 75 degrees, but I have a feeling it's gonna probably top out right there today, as far as we're going up north, like I said. So, all right. Well, if you're ever looking for a destination, take it from me. Parsons, Tennessee is not it. Well, I've negotiated the streets of Paducah, Kentucky to take you guys across this bridge here, across the river. Boy, I'm telling you what, Paducah's another place I'd never live. Not by choice. Hell no. Anyway, enjoy the ride. Past a suicide prevention hotline sign back there. Does that say 25 miles an hour? Sure does. Wow, this thing's narrow. Ooh. Oh man, it makes the cars move around. This is creepy. This will psych you out, man. This grading is making the tires follow the grading, man. We're just like going side to side like on ice or something. Not skidding, but we're just following the groove. See how the car's moving around? That's not me doing that. worth the detour through that crappy city. Hey, Illinois, we're here. If you guys wonder real quick why I'm coming this way up here, oh, hang on. The reason I'm coming up this way is because my grandparents on my dad's side are buried up here in Illinois. So it's been 9 years since we've been up here to check their grave site. And so Uncle Phil came with me last time. It's been that long, so I try to come up when I can and visit their graves. So that's what I'm going to do. And then after that, I don't know where we're going. We'll see. Well, any trip to Illinois should include a stop in the home of Superman, Metropolis. In this case, Metropolis, Illinois. Home of Superman. There he is. This is the real deal. May look a little bit different than it does in the comic books, but this is Metropolis. And somewhere here they actually do have the Daily Planet. It's their newspaper. So anyway, truth, justice, and the American way. And as much as I would like to remain here all day and take more video, spend the day with Superman, I have to get back on the road and head north. So, here we go. Superman. Well, somebody's trying to steal some of Superman's thunder here. That's Big John at Big John Supermart. I'll say this much, if there's one thing I'm convinced of after driving many years on the interstate, it's that there's not enough people that use the cruise control. That truck up there that's ahead of you now, I passed him about 20 miles ago, and I've had the cruise on at a certain speed, just right in line with everybody else, and passed him way back there, and he's probably going 5 miles an hour slower than I was, and stayed back there, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, here he comes, zoom, you know. He's got a Texas tag on his truck. He's not from around here anyway. We're in the middle of Illinois. And I get that all the time. I see that all the time. I see people that will, if you keep your cruise on, you'll notice they're just all the time. They're speed up, slow down, speed up, slow down, speed up. They'll do that crap there. They'll way up there, and then all of a sudden you see them, they'll start drifting back, you know. Then back, you know. I'm thinking, why just use the cruise control? That's all you gotta do. Just put the cruise on, because you ain't a consistent driver anyway else. Your foot ain't doing it. Because I mean, I have trouble with that. I have to use the cruise a lot because I'll start slowing down or something. But man, use the cruise control if you're on the interstate like this. You know, seriously. The other thing that happens a lot is you'll have some goon right behind you, riding your bumper like he's just dying to pass you. So you get over like this. Okay, I'll let you go. This idiot will just stay back here, right on your quarter panel, just linger back there. It's like, well, what do I do now? I didn't really expect you to get over. Golly. And guys, well, I'll tell you what, I had to jump off the interstate up here in Illinois, and somehow or another I got lost like you wouldn't believe. I am in the weirdest little town you've ever seen. I don't know where I'm at. I don't know how to get out of here. It's weird because I feel like I've been here before. I'm just drawn to this, like this town, this street. But I don't know that I've ever been here. Why would I don't know. I'm just gonna drive down here and see why I feel like I'm being drawn to go down this street here in this town. I don't know where this is. I don't know. I'm gonna keep looking. Maybe I'll find a clue. It's strange. It's like an episode of The Twilight Zone or something. Oh, I don't know. Let's go this way. What do you think? I don't know, man. It's real strong right here. No. I don't know. It's kind of going away now. Let's go back this way. I think downtown was back over here, so. I don't know what that was. It's weird. It's a compulsion just to go down through this town. Alright, I gotta go. Bye. Alright then. Well, we have pulled in for the day here in Bloomington, Illinois. And I just had my supper tonight at Bob Evans. I don't normally like to eat at chain restaurants when I'm traveling, but we don't have these near home, so I wanted to try something different. Boy, it was good. Food was good. An excellent piece of pie for dessert. And they're friendly in there. I mean, just attentive. I couldn't believe it. I was like, you know, the servers of different tables are all like, well, can I get this for you? How about now? I'll see if I can do that. I'll say, well, yeah, we can do that. Just down at home, it's like, you know, hell, you can't get them to do anything extra. So I'm staying tonight at this Comfort Suites because I got a ripping good deal on this room. It's a nice place, and $68 a night for this room. So I said, yep. Went across the interstate over there first, looking at a couple places, and I judged them not acceptable. So this is just the way I like. I like coming up here and traveling through Illinois because there's a lot of places to stay, and with that, most of them are not full, so the rates are pretty competitive. So I can live with that. My brother does not like this type of area where it's like flat and you can see in the distance a lot. He doesn't like that. He likes woods and mountains and valleys and all that, and yeah, not me. I like to be able to look out and see way away. So alright guys, I'm going to wrap it up. It's about 7 o'clock, and get in there and get shut down for the night, and we're going to hit it in the morning. Gonna go on to we're going to run on down to excuse me, sorry about that. We're going to run on down to Havana. That's where my grand folks are put away out down there, and we're going to run by and see their memorial, check on it, and then we're going to head on. I forgot to ever mention this, but I know I've never, my dad has been gone a long time. He died about 25 years ago, so that was way before YouTube. So I don't mention him much because he's just been kind of passed away that long, but he was actually born here in Illinois. My grandparents were here from here, and my dad was from Illinois, born right here, probably, you know, 30 miles south of here. So, but we've got distant relatives up here, but we don't have we have not really kept in touch with them. So I think we've got some cousins probably up here, but I think all the uncles and all that are gone now. I think my dad my dad has a sister, she's gone. He had a brother, he's gone. A younger brother, he just died a year or two ago, and he didn't live here. He was not born here either. But my granddad's brothers all had children, so there's family on that side through them, and grand nieces and grand nephews, maybe, and all that, or second cousins, whatever. Anyway, I'm rambling, but we do have family up here. So any of y'all like to joke at me that say I'm from the South and I got this big strong accent, well, my family is actually not from the South. I just was born there. Alright guys, well, I got to get on in there and get settled down for the night, so we will see you tomorrow. Somewhere I've got a photograph of Uncle Phil. Oops, where are we at? Looking at these windmills, these turbines. I'll see if I can dig it up. So I'll take you on a little brief tour of this town here. This is in Havana, Illinois. And my grandparents grew up and got married here, close to here. I think my grandmother lived here, and my grandfather lived, or was born in a place called Chandlerville, which is down south of here a ways. And my dad was born in Pekin, which is back up north of ways here, kind of near Peoria. I'm guessing that he was born in the hospital there, probably. So there's not a whole lot to this place. It's just a nice little town. Uncle Phil and I came through here and we walked around town for a while. Check out the brick streets. I remember this when I was a kid here. Walked around town a while when we were here, and then we came down here to see a movie at this movie theater. It's called the Lawford. We saw, there it is. We saw the Star Trek reboot here in 2009, I think it was. Uncle Phil liked the little thing he called it, the little rock guy. There was a little cafe down here we ate at. I wonder if it's still here. I think it was on the other. Oh, maybe not. Might have been it right there. But anyway. Just an old, normal little Illinois town. Like I said, I never lived here, so you know, seemed like everybody kind of moved away pretty quick. But they live. My grandparents, they moved away from here in the 1930s and moved across the Northeast. They ended up in New York and Pennsylvania, Ohio. My dad got married for the first time in Pennsylvania. Stand up, it's so loud. And all that. And then by the 40s, they had all migrated out to New Mexico. My grandmother was in poor health most of her life, fragile health, I guess you could say. And where am I at here? So anyways, they moved there, and then they stayed there through the early 70s, and then moved back to Alabama so they could live with us. But briefly up here, we never know when the stop signs are sometimes, but Promenade Street. I'm having to look at my GPS to remember where I'm at. Sometimes these stop intersections are 4-way and some like 2-way, and caught myself nearly running a couple of them. But anyway, so they ended up back with us, and then they briefly, my aunt lived in California, aunt and uncle, and they lived with them briefly, and then they came back up here about 1980, and were going to live on their own because the situation with my aunt, I think there was a lot of drinking involved, which is no surprise, but the situation with that deteriorated, so they rented an apartment up here, came back to Havana. Of course, like I said, they're buried here now, but it's just out there at the gravesite. But lived here for about a year or so, and we made a couple trips up here to see them. The first one was a good trip, and then we came to the second one, and we came up and couldn't get in their apartment. There was no answer. Come find out they were both in the hospital, and so they got out of the hospital. They were all right, but they came back to live with us until they passed away in Alabama. But this is the place right here. They lived in that building over there, on that apartment on the bottom on the right side. were green back then. Those apartments were green. This store is closed down. I remember this thing, the whole thing was open back then. It's just shut down, bigger and cramping. It makes me wonder how a grocery store in a small town like this, which does not have many options for groceries, can end up with a grocery store closing down. There must be another one somewhere. Or maybe there's Walmart. Alright guys, well, I got to answer the call of nature down here, so I'm going to swing into McDonald's. And that was a hardware store of some sort back then. I don't know what it turned into. That's an Alco. I don't recognize Alco. It's not something we have where I live now. So, I want to show you one other thing before I turn this off, while we're on a history jaunt. You see that? Let me get parked over here. You see that place over there? It's called, now it's called, I parked right in front of the sign, but it is called Tony's, T-O-N-I's restaurant. And that is an old Dairy Queen, and I know that because in 1981 we ate there. Stood right there in that parking lot 37 years ago. Time sure passes. So this is a little community of Chandlerville, Illinois, and this is where my dad grew up. Not much to it now anymore, but big elevators, a little bit of downtown. Let's see if we can take a left right here. But he, like I said, he talked on and on about, he loved talking about swimming in the Sangamon River, and the Sangamon River is just right outside of town. We just crossed it right there. So these towns are kind of, you know, they just, you know, kind of not fared too awful well because there's just not much here, you know, except for the agriculture, I guess. Well, one of my projects would be to see if I can determine where they lived at here. They said they were gone by the 1930s. They had left. I mean, he was not here. He was not here past the early 30s. He was born in 22, so